moving on, ladies and gentlemen. Next in line is the second keynote address of the day. And to deliver this, I would like to request Mr. Sridhar Narayan, Head BFSI Adobe India, to share with us his views on the industry. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Narayan.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's taking the cue of rather good morning. By the time we finish it, it's hopefully good afternoon, right? So it's nice to see all happy faces, and it's a fantastic day. There's a lot of stories about the entire digital transformation we keep hearing, right, across all around us. We did a bit of research, not as though like Dun & Bradstreet research. We did our bit of research on where does all this heading, how the market is looking at it. So next 10 minutes, I'll try to take you through a partial view of a paper that I'm trying to write about transformation in India. There's a lot happening, right? We should all have our own perspective also. There's government doing a lot. There is regulators who are doing a lot of stuff. There are IT companies who are doing a lot of stuff. Your own companies are pushing you to do a lot of stuff, right? So you should get a perspective of where do we stand, what do we want to get out of it, right? So I'll try to make it as simple as possible. 10 minutes is not a great time to do justice, but we'll cover the key aspects of it. So the insights. There's one particular slide, I'll talk about it later, but there are about over 2,000 programs. All of you are part of it, right, when we say transformation. Transformation, when we mean to say it could last from, for example, a simple paperless initiative for a bank versus going ahead and do straight-through processing versus going ahead and saying that I will generate so much of revenue in digital, I will impact so much of operational efficiency, I'll go ahead and impact huge amount of customer experience, either in terms of an NPS scores. So it could be any of these three things. Either I contribute to revenue, or I look at operational efficiency, making our lives much more better, reducing costs. And the third one is a very, very superior customer experience, right? Across these three areas is what transformation understanding in a banking and financial services industry parlances. So there are about 2,000 programs that we mapped looking at what we are doing in the industry today. And we'll also look at how pandemic has shifted some of the trends, right? Is there really digital post-pandemic? A lot of you will have that question, right? Whether there is digital transformation happening at the same pace, yes or no. And we will contextualize this particularly to India. What is the North Star looking like? There are various North Stars. Each of you organizations have it. For some of you, acquisition is very critical. For some of you, onboarding a customer within the 5-10 minutes is very critical, right? In line with using the entire India stack. Then we have RBI coming up with OCEN, Open Credit Enablement Network, where you'll have credit information of people. Across the customer journey, how can you prepone the credit aspect of it faster so that you can deliver more and more loans, right? It's interesting to see how government is also contributing to this, wherein we all keep talking about the journey. Across that customer journey, government is also trying to remove hurdles, be it our regulators or the government and things like that, right? So that's, with that note, clearly as per our research, there are about 35% people who are on growth mode. 45% of the organizations are looking at adaptive mode. They want to be looking at, I'll grow branches plus I'll go digital. I will focus on everything, right? Those are the organizations, probably their ROE is still in the range of 10 to 13%. Organizations which are growth mode, their return on equity is above 15%. As per the norms that you can Google and see, ROE of above 15% is good for a banking and financial services organizations, right? So what is it that is driving transformation? One key important aspect is people. I keep saying this in various forums. I think we produce 10 million engineers a year. 4% can write a good code. It's a reality. And some of them go outside. Some of them join startups. You're left with talent. Talent transformation is one critical area in this entire piece of things. I think there is enough being done by the organizations to look at how do you enhance talent every day? How do I learn something new? How do I go ahead and use it? How do I do things in an explainable manner? A use case, how do I implement it in an explainable manner? What does it mean for my banking business? What does it mean for my customers? What does it mean for the organization itself, this use case that we are talking about, right? For example, if it's a straight-through processing of a loan, what does it mean for the organization? It's A very simple thing that your cost of acquisition goes down. You don't have to physically travel to the customer to acquire a customer, right? All of that is coming in full stream across each one of us today, right? It's becoming almost like mainstream. While we are riding this train, we are actually embarking on a huge knowledge path that we are adopting new use cases and things like that. But still, we've got a lot more to do. One trend that I've seen in the last 10 years at least is the fact that there is a major shift within India towards looking up beyond knowledge process outsourcing or a business process outsourcing. There are various MNC organizations outside India who want India to looking up for architecture, for design, for talent. There is really a high quality of talent which is available thanks to our startups, thanks to the way we are finding some very, very innovative solutions to complex problems in the world. And more importantly, in the last 10 years, the way we've leapfrogged into the cloud, right? If you look at any other, for example, a very simple educational entities across Australia or any other developed countries, if you see, most of these have developed counties. In counties, they used to have student database, everything was on-prem, kids used to access in that network, right? Here comes India, we didn't have any of those, we straight away jumped to cloud, right? And those guys are yet to migrate to cloud, right? So the way we've adopted cloud is significantly a big jump, right? That means to say our ability to adopt new technology is very high, right? But yet we got to look at enhancing ourselves faster to movement. I'm pretty sure you guys must have seen the WhatsApp forward of the Treasury person, Mr. Deepak Badla, speaking about the entire Indian trend in the last few days. It's very, very promising. It's all up to us to how do we transform ourselves. Until we ask your questions about what organization is asking, what is the goal, what does it mean? What does it mean to me? What does it mean to you? What does it mean to my customers? Right? Please asking those questions about whenever you've spoken about digital transformation. I think all of us should do every day better in enhancing ourselves. Outside of that, there are three things: technology, experience, and culture. Enough is said about these aspects which drive transformation inside an organization. But the significant aspect of it is the intent to change, right? And what we are looking at advising organizations in FSI spaces, stop doing certain things and intentionally focus on certain things. For example, if it's a simple paperless initiative, right? Stop booking fixed deposits on paper, right? Stop that process. It's not that you're violating any RBI guidelines or start booking on straight through processing where people will have to upload things, right? This is what leads to better ROI or straight through processing or better customer experience, right? That's what we are advising, what you should stop doing and what you should enhance more and more. The other aspect is also the fact that nothing has changed since pandemic if you look at it. People want to increase revenue, improve costs, acquisition, everything is the same, just that we got to get it done faster, better, more efficient manner. So digital becomes very critical. Cost of acquisition, we have seen it's 1/10 in various organizations when they adopt digital, cost of acquiring a customer today. A very simple collection team, for example, if the rep has to go ahead and get a document signed, imagine that doing through digital processes today, right? The amount of time and money that it saves. And they are, I'm sure you're familiar with FTNRs, right, in the banking industry, first time not right? That situation just multiplies your costs, right? So I'm pretty sure all of you can correlate to at least 5 to 10 things in this slide that you're doing today. I just put forth what is the enormity of activities that are happening across the organizations in terms of transformation that's happening, right? We wanted to get a whole sphere of this transformation and see what are all industries thinking about today. So these are the areas in which all of you are thinking today, right? You can correlate to at least about more than 10 aspects. This is the level of transformation that's happening in the industry today, right? Across that, what we've seen that's expected is lower costs, right? Lower costs have more than doubled. This, I think, we are particularly good at it within India, right? Rich customer experience is growing by 3x. Thanks to our startup ecosystem, everybody has their own good examples. All of you have our own good examples of how quickly we want to get it done, how we desist from going to a place to get a transaction done. Why can't I do it at home, right? These are all the right, very, very high positive trends. But in between all of this, I think there's one important aspect for banking and financial services customers to consider is the customer data will be critical tomorrow. Today, the likes of the large walled gardens that we have, like for example, a Google, Amazon, or any of these guys, if you noticed, or a Facebook, they don't share customer profile data for you. If you are a let's say you are an art and craft supplier, you list yourself on Amazon, you will not be able to get the entire customer data, although they're selling your product to you. These organizations are very clear that customer data belongs to them, right? And you as bankers and the financial services organizations, please invest in intentionally building your own customer profiles, building your own richness about your customers, because as the trend goes, data and content will be the king in the future. Data about your customers, whatever is the personalization parameters about your customers, whatever you want to go ahead and leverage that data for your customers becomes very critical, because data will be the new oil in the future, right? The amount of content that you produce will also be very, very important. What we didn't anticipate were this scale of massive digital acceleration, that we didn't anticipate. Then looking at customer self-service investments have grown up more than 67%. Mobile adoption, I think, in India is precedingly high, right? So I just want to give you a few examples. This is my last slide. A few examples of where we as Adobe are partnering with large organizations. I'm pretty sure there are organizations with whom we work with very closely. Is how do we bring all of this together? So one part that Adobe does is very clearly is not just the technology service provider, how do we partner in transforming your business across 3 areas: increasing revenue, better operational efficiency, improving customer experience. There are a few areas. Personalization at scale is something we speak about very often, right? Today we still have a lot more to do on personalization at scale. For example, any product that you wish to buy, anytime you revisit, it's a simple feature that the same product page is what you should get to, right? Or you should be asked a question, hey, you expressed interest here, do you want to know more? It shouldn't start with a lame, again on the static site and things like that, right? This is one simple example. If you've seen a particular product, what's an usual recommendation of a second one that you could buy? How do you, basically it's all about the customer journey, that how do you nudge a customer, how do you get them glued onto? As I keep saying, this trend is going down. I think 4 years ago, the concentration on a particular page was about 12 seconds. Now it's gone down to 8 seconds. I tried it myself. If you happen to be on Amazon, if you don't get the page doesn't load in 8 seconds, you'll switch to something else, right? That's reducing day by day. So catching that customer's attention within that span of time becomes very critical, because today customers wanting to share the data, he wants to share his insights and say that, know me, personalize it for me, right? Take care of me, is what customers are indirectly telling you. They're answering those unanswered questions for us that it is, clients are available, it's up to us how we want to adapt and we want to leverage their particular time. And there are some real life problems today that we still have, right? We are talking all transformation, yet we get calls every day. I really pity them, honestly speaking, right? People who try to sell personal loan, people who try to sell overdraft facility, right? We should definitely do something about it. We should definitely do something about it, how their lives can go a little more better, right? That's my one personal project which I've taken up, saying that people who call for a personal loan, can I make their lives a little more better? Can I make it more relevant for them? Can they have a simple database within their organization before they're calling, be it your bank's agent or anybody else, right? Where they can put my customer ID and get my information. This customer has no need of personal loan. This customer is already a customer with me and he has a problem here. Now let me make a personalized call. This is that one window which will help their lives make a little bit more better, right? When they call, I feel really bad because of the fact that, I don't know, they should be able to do about 100 calls to get about 3 or 4% conversion rates. So there are some of these real life problems that we still have. We should all collectively try and find solutions to make our lives easier. Look at the same, we talk about people productivity, those 100 people calling 1,000 people every day. Look at the manpower efficiency that could grow into, right? Some of these real life challenges is what we should address. It's a matter of time, we will get there. And I don't want to go much deeper into technologies, but this is what I just want to share in these 10 minutes with you folks. Thank you very much for hosting me here. Happy for any questions on the paper that I'm writing personally. Happy to take any questions here. If we have time, sorry. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much.
Please wait for us.
Sure.
Thank you very much, Mr. Narayan. May I request Mr. Vipul Oberoi to please present Mr. Narayan with a memento as a token of our appreciation. Please put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you once again, Mr. Narayan, for sharing your insightful perspective.